Hello, I'm Grin and welcome to this week's build request. This request comes from Aaron Merville, who has asked if I can build a vehicle shaped like Mumbo's head, to which I respond with quite a bit of confidence, I don't know, maybe, let's give it a crack. Although I've taken one slight liberty with this request because instead of basing it off of Mumbo's head, I'm instead basing it off of Mumbo's house in Banjo-Kazooie, although his house in Banjo-Kazooie is in fact based off of his head, so I think it'll still be suitable. Mumbo Jumbo's head is of course a skull, and so to build his house, which is his head, which is the request, you must in fact build a skull. And to build the outline of the skull itself, I actually found to be surprisingly easy. I did go on to continuously tweak it a little bit, but getting the basic shape was not too difficult. What was difficult, however, was getting his eyes and nose right, and even in the final build, I still feel like it was a bit of a letdown. As you might imagine, one of the major issues with this build is to get the skull shape looking right, you have to use most of your parts, and in fact, I indeed used all of the parts, which is a shame because just getting the shape right pretty much takes up all the parts you would otherwise use for details. So unfortunately, just like many of my builds, I sort of had to just try to get the silhouette right and settle for the reassurance that it at least looks pretty good from a distance. For the feathers on top of his skull, I used wings, which, admittedly, I actually got the idea from someone else who at one point also built Mumbo's skull. I wish I could give them proper credit, but it was like 5 years ago, and when I tried to find a video of it, I couldn't find one. So if you know who did it, let me know in the comments, and I'll stick it up as an annotation or something. And then all that's left to do is to give it a quick paint job to finish the look. Although, it occurs to me he's asking for a vehicle shaped like Mumbo's head, not just Mumbo's skull as is. Realizing this at the last minute, I quickly stuck some monster truck wheels on it, stuck on the back a big aggressive engine and some large looking jets, and there you have it, a Mumbo skull monster truck. So that about brings us to the end of this episode of Build Request. It was a little bit short and sweet, perhaps more so than normal, but I hope you enjoyed it regardless. As always, until next time, I have been and still am Grim Grindle, and if you want to have this vehicle yourself, stick around until I stop talking for the layer by layer of it, which is starting now.
Wow.